Hit go live and then hit the video.
We're live.
Oh, wow.
Working Fans Podcast. Man, they call Dave, producer Joe, special guest, Michael Caldwell here, who's part of BCW Pro Wrestling. He's recently let us work for him on commentary. Mike, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. We're going to be talking top 5 NXT champions of all time. This can be male, female. It could be a tag team like FTR / The Revival, which I feel we're going to see quite a bit of. But before we get started, I'm just going to run a quick video, and then we're going to start hitting you with those lists, guys. Are you a fan of pro wrestling, comedy, and combat sports? Then we have the podcast for you, because we cover that and much, much more.
Do you like to debate with your friends? Do we have the perfect segment for you? It's the 531, where we take any given subject, break it down to a top 5. From there, we debate it down to 3, and then into that number 1 spot.
If you want to get a hold of us, find us on our social medias. Search Working Fans Podcast on any major social media platform. And if you want to find the podcast, search for us on any major podcast platform, as well as YouTube.
Working Fans Podcast. We put in the work so you don't have to.
All right, guys. So, Working Fans Podcast. Like I said, we're going to start the list off today with top NXT champions of all time. Producer Joe's phone is dying. He's not on location, so I'm going to kick off with you. What do you got for a list for us?
I'm going to give you a big list first. We got Pat Oates here, comedian, friend of the show. He's got Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, and Asuka. When I put the list out, I was expecting male champions for this, but I didn't want to differentiate. So when I saw Asuka on there, I was surprised, but I mean, you can't really argue her as a female champion.
Actually, I'll just throw this out before I kick the mic too. With Asuka, I mean, the way she was booked, she went undefeated her whole time in that company, in that brand, and never lost that belt. I don't think I can remember a better booked champion in terms of just having that kind of dominance. So yeah, Asuka definitely, I would say, deserves there. Mike, you told us you actually have quite a few more lists than us, so why don't you hit us off with 2 lists here? Let's see what you got.
Okay, I'm going to start off with my TikTok lists. I've got Slippy Knot. He's got Asuka, Finn Balor, Joe, Adam Cole, and Tommaso Ciampa.
All right.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Finn Balor, Joe, Ciampa on a lot of lists, because I got a list from Charlie Hill, who's got Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Tommaso Ciampa, and as an honorable mention, or breaking out the Jake rule, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura, another great list. All right, I'll throw out another one. I'll throw out on my list here. I got Mike Flynn. He's got Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Ciampa, Neville, and Bo Dallas. And he added Bo Dallas might not have been the best worker out of all those guys, but I thought he was pushed great, and that's when I really got into that product. So, Mike, what else you got for us?
I've got Kyle C. He's Finn Balor, Mandy Rose, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Asuka.
Interesting. Nice blend of new and some of the older talent on that list.
Yeah, that was a good pick. Now I got a list from Ryan Damon, who's got The Revival, Bayley, Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka, and Undisputed Era.
Nice. Love the era. Mike, since you got so many, I'm going to kick it back to you. What do you got?
Okay, I've got Wreck Wrestling off of TikTok. He's got Tommaso Ciampa, Shayna Baszler, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, and Asuka.
Shayna Baszler, great pick. another dominant female champion at NXT. I don't think she's ever been booked quite as well since she left NXT, honestly. So dominant. Really liked her run.
Now, Dave, we're going to have to ask him later on about his TikTok game because we are still so with ours. But a man who knows about TikTok, the mighty John White, has Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Bobby Roode, and Kevin Owens.
Okay, Kevin Owens. Yeah, kind of surprised he hasn't made more lists yet. I almost forgot. A guy who showed up on the main roster was still NXT champion.
Yeah, that was wild.
Mike, I'm going to kick it back to you again since you got a lot of lists. What we got?
All right, I got Phil the Future from TikTok. He's got Raquel Gonzalez, Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shayna Baszler.
All right, Shayna Baszler getting some more love. Karrion Kross getting some love on that one. Joe, what do you got?
Damn. You cut me off. I was about to come in with a hot line that I wasn't here for a long time. I was here for a good time. I've got Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa, and I'm out.
All right. Thank you, Joe. So this is going to be you and me now.
Wow.
That's all right. I'll start off.
Ninja vanish right there. Vanishes quickly without a trace.
I'd love to tell you that he's not official business, but he's having some fun tonight. We got him for a little while.
Heck yeah.
I got Randy Asuka. He's got Adam Cole, The Revival, Finn Balor, Asuka, Tommaso Ciampa. I think, the more we keep seeing this list, I feel like Ciampa, Adam Cole, Asuka, Balor, and Baszler, they're all the ones we keep seeing. Like, I feel like Asuka and Baszler are going to be the top two females we're generally going to see. And then with the guys, it just feels like Ciampa, Cole, Gargano, Balor, almost like those four.
Right.
Okay. Keep going. Yep. Go ahead.
I've got Live Zone Sports off of TikTok. He's got Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole, Shayna Baszler, Sasha Banks, and Kevin Owens.
Of course, Sasha Banks. That's right. Absolutely. Interested. Actually, I'll give you my list because I was thinking that too. I got Adam Cole, The Revival, Johnny Gargano, and then Asuka. And then I thought of another woman that I haven't heard a lot of was Bayley. Another one who kind of went out. Her and Banks, they tore it up. They had those great Iron Woman matches there. So, yeah, that was a great time in NXT. What else do we got?
Okay, I've got CJ Talks Wrestling on TikTok. He's got Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, and Adam Cole.
Adam Cole dominating. I got Alex Lorenzo, who's got Adam Cole, Asuka, DIY, The Undisputed Era, and Bayley. And I'm getting down to, I think, like 3 more. So I'm going to have you hit me with a few here.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm getting to our wrestlers now. I've got professional wrestler Noah Hossman, trained by Dr. Tom and Kurt the Lone Star Stallion. He's got Neville, Finn Balor, Asuka, Adam Cole, and Seth Rollins.
Nice. All right, let's keep the wrestlers coming then. What else we got?
All right. I got superfan Richie Wong. He's got Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Finn Balor, and Adam Cole.
Awesome. I'll throw another list here. I got Jake St. John. He's got FTR, or The Revival, as they were known then, Shayna Baszler, Adam Cole, Asuka, Ciampa. And then what do we got next?
All right. We got Chris Williamson. He's got Asuka, Finn Balor, Bayley, Shayna Baszler, and Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. That's a guy I feel like, yeah, I mean, he should probably be up there too when I think of all the lists because he ended up coming back towards the end when Triple H was, yeah.
He is the only 3-time NXT champion.
Absolutely. And one of the most legit. I mean, obviously there's plenty, but like when I think of like all his stuff, like everything he does, like it looks so real. And like even on the mic, like he just comes off as that intimidating presence.
Yeah. It's what you get whenever you get a little bit of creative control and you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. And if you're good too, right? Obviously you have to be good to back that up too.
Absolutely. You don't get creative control just being any scrub off the street, for sure.
I'll tell you what, because you said creative, and I got a list here that's interesting. I had to ask this guy. So Scott from Voluntown, Connecticut, he sent me a list. Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Asuka, and then he sent me something that said Riley Bishop. So I questioned him. I said, who is Riley Bishop? Apparently it was Neville, and it was one of the names they pitched to him. And I thought, I was like, who would look at that guy and think there's anything that says Bishop about him?
No, absolutely not.
All right, Mike, let's see. What else do we got for a list here?
All right, we got wrestler Alex Guerra. He's got Kevin Owens, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Asuka, and Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. There's the name we probably haven't heard a ton of yet, too. One of the, I would say, great talents in the sport today. In the sense, too, he can always seem to kind of reinvent himself. You know, like he can be that great underdog babyface, or he can be that conniving heel who cheats people and outthinks them. I really like Sami.
Yeah, we kind of referred to Sami Zayn as Mr. Chicken Salad.
Yes, absolutely. That's great. Who else do we got here, Mike?
I've got Mikey Powers. He's got Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Dolph Ziggler, Bayley, and Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose. How many lists you got left, Mike?
Still quite a few. 1,
All
2,
right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and myself.
So, all right. Let's hit me with 2 more then.
Okay, I've got LC Green.
Yep.
He's got Adam Cole, Asuka, Johnny Gargano, Shayna Baszler, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Awesome. All right, what else we got?
I've got Squared Circle Pro owner and promoter Rick Elsey. He's got Bobby Roode, Tommaso Ciampa, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, and here's one we haven't had before, Walter.
Excellent. I'm glad you mentioned that because my next guy is Zach St. John from Griswold, Connecticut, and he's got Adam Cole, Ciampa, Revival, Undisputed Era, and Walter. So we actually got that back to back. And I didn't think of Walter because he was so dominant on the NXT UK brand. But if you include the NXT UK and it's all under one umbrella, again, almost like Samoa Joe, could you get a more legit looking wrestler? I think I just heard on William Regal's podcast, he says Walter is so good because he learned who he was as a wrestler. He's a lion, and he learned how to be that lion. And like, such a dominant guy. And I just, I really hope now he's on the main roster. I see him with the IC belt. I hope he gets a long, good push. One of my absolute favorites currently wrestling right now. All right. What else?
I kind of got a little bit of that. You were a little bit.
Am I breaking up a little?
I've got Rampage Wrestling. You were, yes.
Okay. All right, just keep going the list, Mike. It's all right.
See, I've got Okay. I've got Rampage Wrestling promoter and owner Eric Grayson. And he's got Asuka, Kevin Owens, Walter, Adam Cole, and the Revival.
All right, awesome, Mike. I think there's a little lag. I'm just going to ask you to hit me with another list then.
Okay, I've got Scooter Flournoy. He's got Paige, Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, and Asuka.
All right. All right. I'll hit you with another list I got left. I got Jesse from New Hampshire. Big fan of the show. He's got Adam Cole, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Braun Breaker. So second generation wrestler Braun Breaker getting a few votes. I think there's a lot of upside with that kid. All right, Mike. Well, what do you? Yeah. Why don't we have you hit me up on a list?
Okay, I've got Desiree Mendez, and she has Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, and in the comments she said, "That's my wife." Adam Cole, Keith Lee, and Aleister Black.
Oh, that's nice. I like that we got some Aleister Black and Keith Lee in there too. You forget sometimes there was so many talented champions they had in NXT that some of these guys are kind of flowing off the radar for me a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's I think there's 20 NXT champions total, and that's not counting the women or anything UK.
Right, absolutely. Or the tag teams, where you have tag teams like the Revival / FTR, American Alpha, DIY, and Authors of Pain.
Right, exactly.
All right. How many more you got, Mike? Why don't you hit me with a couple more?
All right. Okay, I've got Raymond Wong. He's got Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, and Andrade.
All right, Andrade. That's another great one. There's a guy I thought when he first got to NXT, I remember for whatever reason, it just wasn't really clicking with him. And then they had, oh man, I'm blanking out on her name, but she just came back to WWE and they had paired her.
They put him with Zelina Vega.
Zelina Vega, thank you. And so I thought they were such a great act. And by the time he lost that belt, I wasn't ready for him to lose it. All right, guys. So we are going through a little technical difficulties right now. Mike got out, I think. Oh, I'm going to have him back in. Mike, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. All right. We're going to keep plugging away. How many more we got?
All right. I got one and then myself.
All right. Let's hear it. What we got? I'm all set. So.
Okay. I got former BCW heavyweight champion Father Padge. And he's got Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Asuka, and Adam Cole.
Awesome list. And what do you got, Mike? Let's hear it. We saved the main event for last.
I've got Keith Lee, Tommaso Ciampa, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks.
Absolutely. I can't believe Charlotte wasn't on those lists more. I think it's just she was there at the same time as Bayley. I think Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley were there at the same time. That we kind of forget about that. We start thinking about Asuka's long dominant reign and some of the other people. But yeah, all three of those women probably were there.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair actually was, I believe, she was the inaugural champion.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So looking at these votes, I have some of the lists I have numbered down. I looked like I saw the most people had were Cole, Ciampa, and then I kind of lost track. I don't know. Like I feel like Cole and Ciampa should be here, but Go ahead.
I'd say Asuka would probably hit that number 3 spot.
All right. I'm
not,
cool with that.
If not higher.
No, you're right. I guess let's take those three. Let's debate with those three a little bit. I think you make a great point. I think Asuka should be at least in the final 2 because she did have such a dominant reign.
That is for sure.
Yeah. So is Adam Cole or Ciampa? I feel like Ciampa was just an excellent champion. But when I think of NXT, I still kind of think of Cole in the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, Cole definitely had his reign on top, and I mean, even with the stuff he's doing now, you can't book him any better than what they did back there in NXT.
Yeah, I agree. So who would you like to see out of these three, out of Cole, Ciampa, and Asuka, who would you like to see removed if we had to remove one?
I think I'd have to go ahead and give Ciampa the axe.
I do too. Not because he's super talented, but I just think in terms of the way all the performers were booked, they were all booked strong. But I just feel like Cole and Asuka just slightly a little bit ahead there. Like Cole just felt like he was longer in that main event position. I think partly because Ciampa was injured for a while too. And then Asuka just, I think Asuka has the most credible reign out of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I were to vote for a number one, I believe Asuka would be my number one because there was just sheer dominance. Anybody that they put in front of her, she just took them out, and she continued that on the main roster up until WrestleMania and Charlotte Flair.
1,000%. Yeah, I remember. I thought they kind of missed the boat with that. Like there was nothing wrong with that. Like Charlotte's a great wrestler, one of the greatest of all time, but I just felt like Asuka's undefeated streak, because she was still kind of new to that main roster audience. I was like, man, if we could have just kept her undefeated at that Mania, I wanted to see her go to the following year Mania and then see them try to unify the belts and then maybe somebody cash some money in the bank on her. Like I just thought there was so much potential for that streak.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Now,
absolutely.
I think I'm going to agree with you. I think this week we're going to crown Asuka as the champion. She will be our number one. Mike, there's a little lag here, but before I get you out of here, because you were so nice to do this for us, I wanted to ask you a little bit about BCW Pro Wrestling. What exactly do you do with BCW Pro Wrestling, and how long have you been affiliated with it?
I've been affiliated with BCW since 1999, since its inception. I've done everything. I've wore every hat you could imagine in BCW. I have been wrestler. I have been booker, promoter, and on and on. Right now, I am the promoter for the Texas brand. We have an Oklahoma brand, which is our main deal, and then Texas. I'm building towns like they used to do in the territory days.
Awesome, Mike. I love that. I didn't know there was an Oklahoma brand. That's awesome. So you guys, yeah. So you got Oklahoma, Texas. This is great. And for people who don't know, Mike, how long have you been in the wrestling business for altogether?
I broke in July of 1999, which that's
okay.
20 something years.
Yeah, 23, I believe.
I think my
that's right.
I got my math lessons from Scott Steiner once upon a time.
That's all right, man. That's all right. I'll tell you what. I'll ask you one more question because like I said, there's a little lag here. I just want to know what are some of your future goals with BCW Pro Wrestling for anyone interested?
Well, you can find it BCW_Pro on TikTok, and you can search BCW Pro Wrestling on Facebook. Those are the two main deals. We're working on trying to get the YouTube stuff together, and get that going sometime very soon. I've got a couple of matches up right now, and we're just going to continue banging them out and working with it. We've got an event coming up next Saturday, the 16th, in Levelland, Texas. We're teaming up with South Plains Championship Wrestling, and we're doing what's called Conspiracy. And our Texas champion wild card is going to be facing a guy from Control Your Narrative named Tino Valentino.
Awesome, man. Awesome stuff. BCW Pro Wrestling, if you haven't checked it out yet, absolutely check it out. Me and Joe had the privilege of doing some commentary for these guys, and it's hard-hitting Texas wrestling. So if you like hard-hitting Texas wrestling, you grew up on that, you watched it back in the old days, maybe on ESPN, like this is that kind of wrestling, hard-hitting. They bring it. Mike, sorry about the lag, but I thank you so much for doing the show, and we appreciate having you on here, man.
Hey, I appreciate being here, Dave.
All right, Mike. We will be in touch as always. As for the fans tuning in, thank you for checking us out at the Working Fans Podcast, and check out BCW Pro Wrestling.